feels like the whole car is shrinking around you. I mean, it's very good. It's very high. Look at this ground clearance. They are quality objects. Welcome to the POV review of the Porsche Cayenne. This is the facelift of the second generation of the Porsche Cayenne. This is a 2015 model, and the facelift of the second generation was from 2014 to 2017. This car is the SE hybrid version, which has a 3-liter V6 petrol engine combined with a hybrid electric motor on the rear axle. Combined power output is about 416 horsepower and 590 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, it's really a statement of a car. It is the SUV for people who like to drive, because it's still a Porsche and it has the Porsche DNA in it, and it has the comfort and practicality of an SUV. You have the nice adaptive LED headlights of the Cayenne, the nice emblem, and look at the key. Even the key, some kind of carbon fiber trim on the key. Even the key is very impressive. This one has 21-inch front rims, 295 tires, huge tires on the front, and on the back we have 295 and also 21-inch, so the same tire size front and rear at the same time. The rear end looks very good, especially after the facelift, with much slimmer tail lights. The newest, the third generation, which came from 2017 and 18 onwards. That one has even slimmer tail lights. Of course, the 4 exhaust pipes. No perforated brake discs on this SE hybrid version. Well, let's get into the car. We have of course keyless go. It's a rainy day, so let's get right into the car. And the interior, yes. It's a huge statement. You can understand why Porsche has so much money for the cars, because they are quality objects. I mean, everything you touch in the interior is made out of very good materials. You have leather on the dash and on the doors and on the dash. Stitched leather. The stitching is matching with the rest of the leather in the interior. The seats feel very good. We have carbon fiber. In my opinion, it contrasts very good with the brown leather. This is definitely a spec I would choose for as well. And the seats are endlessly adjustable. Of course, you have memory seats. You can adjust the lumbar support, the extensions of the lower part of the leg, even the lumbar support of your legs. You have the Porsche steering wheel. This one is very nice with the pedals. The older models didn't have pedals, they had some kind of buttons. And the pedals here are a lot better choice. Well, let's start the car up. We have keyless go, so you can put the key here. You have this switch. You turn it around and you turn it once more. And now it's on. Well, let's put it into the drive mode. So this is a hybrid. At the moment the combustion engine is also on, but you can drive it on all electric mode as well. And yeah, the combination of the 2 engines working together is done very smoothly in general. There is no jerking and stuttering of when the combustion engine comes on and goes off. So it's a very smooth package in general. Of course, with a lot of modern cars we have different drive modes. With the e-charge mode, you're charging the battery, so it uses the internal combustion to charge the battery. You can also of course plug it in, because it's a plug-in hybrid. And with the e-power mode, because the battery is now running low, you can't drive fully with the electric motor, so the e-power mode is unavailable at this time. But when you charge it up You can also drive it full electrically, so a great fuel saver when you're inside the city, for example. We have of course also adjustable suspension, air suspension in this Porsche. In comfort, it's really comfortable. It's sometimes even a bit floaty, but that's just like you want it in an SUV. The transmission is a conventional Tiptronic 8-speed transmission with a torque converter, not a 7-speed PDK in the more sporty Porsches like in the 911 or in the Caymans. So this transmission is very smooth shifting, and if you look, it still reacts pretty good even in comfort mode. Great transmission. We will put it in sport later on and see how it drives on the edge when you drive it spirited and sporty. Steering comfort. It's light, but it's still very direct. The air suspension, what it does is in the comfort mode it stays neutral. You can even raise it a bit for if you want to do off-roading, but yeah, I wouldn't dare to do it to a Cayenne because it's too pretty to go off-road. When we go to the sport mode, the transmission shifts down a couple of gears. Steering becomes a little bit more heavy. And more direct at the same time. The suspension is also more communicative now. It's less comfortable than in the comfort mode, but it also isn't harsh, so it's still fine to drive on roads like this. At the moment we're now in the electric only mode. You see the car is driving on its electric motor and the revs are at 0. And if you give a little bit more throttle, the combustion engines engage very quickly, and you don't even feel it, so it works very good together. We're in the comfort mode, but in the sport mode it feels like the whole car is shrinking around you. I mean, it's very good. For a car of this size, don't forget, this SE hybrid version weighs 2,345 kilograms dry. So it's a heavy car, but even though it's a heavy car, it still handles very good for its size and weight. But come on, if you're wearing this badge, the Porsche badge, you have to perform like that. And in the sport mode, what happens is the car lowers itself. The air suspension lowers the whole car, and the center of gravity becomes lower, so that's even better for the handling. And if we put the engine also into the Sport Plus mode, but also when you put it in Sport Plus, the cars sometimes switch to electric only. So it's not that the internal combustion engine is always on. And now you get some more, you feel the road a bit more. It's still not uncomfortable, but you feel the road imperfections. Okay, so the steering is good. It's light if you want it to be. It can weight up a bit and give you a lot more feel. It's direct, but it isn't nervous. The suspension can be very comfortable or very direct and sporty, but still manage to keep its comfort. So it's a very positive story. But if we talk about negative sides, the brakes aren't bad, but look, if we brake from 70 kilometers, the stopping power isn't amazing for a Porsche, because usually Porsche brakes are very good and they offer a lot of confidence when braking, and you feel a lot when the brake pads bite and when the car starts stopping. But with the brakes of the SE hybrid, it's very vague. It feels vague. We're not even giving it full throttle, and the car moves very good for its size, and you don't even feel it when it's speeding. It's very, you're very insulated. What happens when we shifted with the pedals behind the steering wheel? We're in 5th gear, 4th. I went to 4th, but the engine shut off. It's a bit weird. If I go to 3rd, I'm in 3rd gear, but the engine is still shut off. So it's a bit weird now. It's the first time I'm experiencing this. Now it goes to 4th. Let me go to 3rd. Full throttle. So even if you shift with the pedals, when the electric motor takes over, it doesn't care if you shift or not. It just takes over and shuts the engine down. Of course, the reaction compared to a traditional combustion engine without hybrid technology, it's slower because it has to work around a lot of things, this car. But for a hybrid of 2015, it's still very good. It's smooth, and if you want a comfortable Porsche that's also quick and handles dynamically, and you need the practicality of an SUV, I mean, the Porsche does everything great. Let's get back to the comfort modes. You don't even feel speed humps. Look, it's very floaty. Let me just park the car here and walk around it some more and show you some features of the exterior. So we're putting it into park. We have the air suspension here, the buttons for the suspension. You can raise the car and lower the car by this. Now we're raising it. I think we're raising it. Oh, you don't have to hold it. You just push that button and the car raises itself. So this is for off-road capacity. So this is for off-roading if you want to do that in your nice Cayenne. So overall consumption is 11 liters per 100 kilometer. And what have we have today? We have done. We have done 12.5 liters per 100 kilometer. I mean, for a fast petrol powered SUV, that's very good. But for a hybrid, it's not great, of course. So we're in the off-road modus. It's very windy and rainy, but you can see it. The ride height is raised. It's great to have air suspension. Look at that amount of ground clearance. So yeah, the negative side are the brakes. Unfortunately, nothing is perfect. So yeah, the brakes of the Cayenne SE hybrid aren't good. It turned out the off-road, I didn't put it in the highest off-road setting, and now it's very high. Look at this ground clearance. It's absolutely amazing. If you want a car that can does everything, then this is the Cayenne is one of the best choices because it's practical, it has off-road capacity, it's dynamic, it's one of the most dynamic SUVs. It looks good, it's a quality object. Look at the interior, just look at the seat adjustments. It's absolutely gorgeous. This leather, it's a nice Cayenne S hybrid logo. I mean, this feels nice. This harder plastic, but it's not awful plastic. Look, even the door vents, everything feels very good, very solid. Just a quality object. And it's an SUV, so we have to check out the rear seats. So this seat is quite far backwards. And I'm 1 meter and 79 centimeters. So still plenty of space here. And you can put your feet underneath the seat. The panoramic sunroof, of course, brightens up the interior. Just a gorgeous place. You have rear seat heating. It's great, man. I mean, it's very good. Here, your center armrest. If I can get it to open, yeah, with 2 cup holders. The seats, the leather of the seats is gorgeous. Very nice, soft touch, and still rigid and feels solid. We also have a lever here. Let me just put it a little bit to the front. Just have an average 1 meter and 80 centimeter person would sit here, for example. Look, the seat is reclined backwards. I'm getting the center armrest here. And off we go to a long road trip. Yeah, 4 people would, be very comfortable here. And if we have 5 people, yeah, there are some SUVs which offer more comfort when traveling with 5 people. But it's for a child, it's perfect. It's brown seat belts, brown with carbon fiber trim on the interior. Great combination, especially when you also have a gray, darker gray exterior color. Great. We're in the off-road setting, so it's hard to get in and out. It's pretty funny. And boot space. I forgot about the amount of liters it can hold. I'll put it on the screen. But you have your charging cable here, some camera equipment. Yeah, you have a false floor underneath it. This is the electric motor. So you don't have your spare tire. So that's also, a downside of a hybrid. But hey, what else can you do? You need to put that huge battery somewhere, that electric motor. But still, it's great. I mean, you have the practicality of an SUV, and you can also lower the car here. Look, it's now lowering. Look, you can here lower it a lot, and you can raise it again. 12-volt socket here. Of course, electric tailgate. What do you expect from a luxury Porsche? I showed you the tires, 21-inch, 295 wide, both tires, so not wider tires at the back. The other Porsche models or the other Cayennes do have that, for example the turbos. Well, let's get back to driving. Oh wait, before we drive, let's go through the interior. So you have your engine modes here. You can turn off your traction control by holding this button. The E-charge to charge your electric motor while driving. The E-power to drive electric only. Sport Plus mode, sport mode. Air suspension off-road or raising the air suspension. suspension modes, so from Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, your transmission, seat heating, your climate controls on this side, your climate controls on that side, van speed for the passenger, van temperature of course, air recirculation in the interior, syncing the same temperatures for the it is all air conditioning, and of course your hazards. And this is, I believe, hill descent control. Yeah, it's when you are descending down a hill. It's now lowering the car, all right. And you have your infotainment screen here, car options. You can go through them. This is today's. Okay. We have driven 17 kilometers on electric mode, in electric mode. This Porsche says it can do 35 kilometers on electric only, but in reality it's more like 25 kilometers. Overall this car has done 11 liters per 100 kilometers, but when you drive normal you can do 9 liters per 100 kilometers. And for an SUV that's good, that's very good for a petrol SUV, but for a hybrid it could be better. So it's a very fully packed car, you have everything. This generation of the Cayenne had all the separate buttons for everything. The newer one has this huge panel with touchscreens on it. I mean, there's nothing satisfying like a real physical button, but okay. And on this side you have your memory seats, of course. You have two settings. Wait, now it's off. It's on, but it has to say ready for it in order to really be on. Now it's on, yeah. If you want a car that can do everything and you have a big budget, I can definitely recommend a Cayenne. Maybe not the SE hybrid, but a Cayenne I would definitely. Wait, what does it do? Here. No, look, yeah, it's doing automatically. Look, the car is descending automatically. It holds the brakes and it's I'm doing nothing. Look, my feet are and now it's lets go of the hill descent control. Yeah, you can see it's still an off-roader, so it's a real SUV. And yeah, it's a dynamic SUV. That's a very rare thing. A dynamic SUV that can also perform off-road. We're now Sport Plus. Nice V6 sound. Steering a lot tighter. Look, you feel the speed bumps now, but still not uncomfortable. But look at how this car reacts. I mean, for an SUV, look, usually an SUV will like almost roll over, and this one stays pretty flat. If I would ever get an SUV in my life, the Cayenne would be a serious competitor. I would really consider it, and it would be on the top of my list in favorite SUVs. Okay, I'm just gonna floor it. No brake pedal, launch control, but just regular flooring it from standstill. Let's see what do we have here. 3, 2, 1, go. That was like almost 100 kilometers per hour. For a car of this size, of course, that's very impressive. Let's sum this review up. It's a Porsche Cayenne. Exterior, the second generation. So we already have a third one, but this older version, the facelifted version of the older one. In some sorts, in some aspects, it's even a bit better looking than the newer one. So exterior still is very good. Interior, I'm a huge fan of all these physical buttons. In today's age, everyone is going to these touch pads, touch screens, and yeah, the user friendliness of those systems isn't as good as just your good old button. So this is also very good looking. Material quality of this second generation Cayenne is absolutely outstanding. It's very good. Leather, nice feeling leathers. Seats are great, lovely. Steering wheel, perfection. It's like perfection. You don't even need a flat bottom here. And handling wise, driving wise, it's dynamic. For the amount of car you have here, it's so dynamic. It's very surprising. Lovely. It's a little bit more than 60% throttle, and it's so effortless, and you really feel that torque of the hybrid motor, of the electric motor, helping the petrol engine. Dynamically it's good. Steering is very good for an SUV. Suspension comfortable, and in Sport Plus it still stays very tight in corners. Yeah. Brakes on this SE hybrid aren't very good, but on other Cayennes they are very good. So if you have the money and you can also, you know, don't forget, buying a Porsche isn't the thing. You also have to maintain a Porsche, and maintaining a Porsche is also very expensive. So if you have the funds for it and you want a car that can do everything from driving spirited and dynamic through mountain roads, or really do some small parcours, off-road parcours, and you want to enjoy comfort and luxury, then I can't think of a better car than a Porsche Cayenne. A BMW X5 maybe. It's close, dynamically it's close, but luxury wise it's good, but a Cayenne just feels so much more special. A Mercedes GLE, luxury wise it's very good as well, but dynamically it stands no chance against the Cayenne. A Range Rover, luxury wise very good, but dynamically also no chance against this Cayenne. Volvo XC90, comfortable, sure, dynamically no chance at all against the Cayenne. So this is the best premium luxury SUV. This is the most complete package, but it's also one of the most complete in the pricing and maintenance. So if you can afford it and you can live with the Porsche image, because people who see a Porsche owner, they always think this guy has a lot of money or a big ego. But well, if I had the money I would also get Porsche, because it's one of the best car brands in the world, and when they first made an SUV, they really did their best and they delivered a great car. So if you enjoyed the review, make sure to like it, subscribe, share it, comment down what you think about the Cayenne, about the second generation Cayenne. Do you like it, or do you like the X5 of this generation? Yeah, I would love to hear your feedback. And if you have a Cayenne, you can maybe share your ownership thoughts and experiences with us. We would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next review. Take care, and we'll put it into the sport mode once more and floor it from, what should we do? From 70 to 100, kick down. Oh man, you feel that boost, great. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.